Hello and welcome back to another episode of Timber and Stone, where we will be working on a new structure today. As you can see, we're just taking a look at the current shape of the shipyard and dry dock area, even though the dry dock is a little wet right now. We got quite a few things laid out off camera. Back here, you can see, basically, I went ahead and put down some road to mark out kind of the rest of the lower tier, and this lower tier will feature all the professions and a few more homes. So we need to get started on that. Whole bunch of stuff we want to get done today around the dock itself, though. I want to go ahead and start work on the engineer's kind of workstation, so that he actually has a final spot here to play and keep safe to himself along the kind of shipyard area. So what we got here is a few options. I'm putting some wood logs as the floor down here because it seems a little bit more rugged. And we will just start with some I think unlike the carpenter's hut uses its ground floor as a storage area, and the upper floor is the workshop / living area. I kind of want to do a little bit of the inverse. So what I'm going to be using for the ground floor is the actual living space, and then from there we can basically claim that it is the workshop above it. So let's go ahead. We will be continuing the motif of the rest of the area, using a lot of the timber wooden logs here for our columns. And the walls themselves are going to be made up of these umber bricks. Go. So this lower area is going to feature kind of a staircase up, and then his living space to the right here, and then up here we'll have some type of access point onto the workshop. We might even maybe do a little different than what I just described. We'll see how the design phase goes. I don't really pre-plan these things, and really sometimes it can kind of catch you at a wrong moment and you kind of have to redesign everything, but we will take it as far as we pretty much can and go from there. Of course, plenty of window space here in the initial living area, and even like so. So that's going to be the base walls. Let's go ahead and give this place a door. All right. Cool. So, quick announcement as well. I'm going to be reworking some of the recording schedule for the upcoming weeks, if not month. And I want to try and get back onto something a little bit more structured for the channel, so you guys can have content a little bit more regularly and a little bit more of a standardized kind of format, so that it's easy to follow, know what's going on, and roughly what's going up when. Hopefully you guys like that. I've just been kind of making a calendar as a template for this kind of thing. So there is that. We will then bring in the wooden logs, make the mid-tier kind of cut around. Cool. All right, and the logs are going to hold up this area, and this area is actually going to be the forge area, and it's going to be a covered grassy area, and this will be an open kind of balcony section, very similar to what we have going on over here for the carpenter. Alright, so we got that. We can even probably put some cranes and things from that area as well. So the actual staircase up You know, I like fieldstone. Fieldstone has a nice feel to it. So how do we want this to work? Do we want to go up to the upper floor and then interact with that? I guess the entryway would be here, kind of mirroring that. So let's think of a good spot for our staircase. You know, I'm thinking right here. And just like that. Something on the corner. I do prefer a corner staircase. You know, I've always been intrigued with having a landing and final step. I think that's a pretty nice, compact design there. In the corner, you know, usually is a pretty hard thing to kind of fit around. So we will quickly get rid of this window and this window, as they are no longer needed due to the staircase placement. The walls, we will use a full timbered wall here. Just like that, and it will seal off that staircase just so people can't really see up there. And we will just chunk away at this and create a little bit of a storage area right underneath there. Always want to try and use all the room possibly. Let's put down some more logs. And this one we can stick out over the pathway, I think, by using these cross members there. Not bad. And I want to try and do a little bit of a different roof design. So if you come over here and see this, we have that little small jet and then the roof over that. We're going to do something similar, but a little bit more centered onto itself. So we are just going to bump in the main wall structure here by 1. So let's go by 4, 4. And then we will go by 3 and 3. And then that's going to create a nice sturdy frame for things to sit on. So 3 and 4 and 3 there. What do we got? We got wolves on our heels. Merchant. I don't care about the merchant right now. The town hall has been disconnected a little bit just so that we can work on the pathing. The pathing, of course, can't be built while there is a road established. So let's see, Winston, you're a little in trouble out here in the middle of nowhere. Okay, dude, you gotta run. There's 3 wolves. I know you got a sword and everything, but well, it is the broadsword. It's kind of the best sword in the game, but you know, better be safe than sorry. So Winston, you're going to retreat for now. Just run towards the army, and you should be able to escape just fine. And the army will deal with the rest. I thought there was a 4th wolf appearing. Would have made that a little bit more tough. Alright, good. So that should be a nice safe route, and we can kind of ignore it at this point on and come back over here. So double speed just for the sake of it. Speed this along. We're already at 10 minutes in the episode, and it is going pretty well so far. Why do these wolves look like they're breaking their necks to swim? That is such a weird animation. Okay, so they are on the surface now, and the army is engaging. So we'll be safe. Perfectly safe. FPS of this game, of course, is still not the best, mainly due to the impact of all these blocks and it being an indie game. So the flooring of the upper story, of course, being a little bit different. I think this balcony area is going to extend most of this, and in fact, probably have to think of an interesting floor type here. Maybe just the nice timber floor here. Something dark. Alright. Then we can get a new log beam. Just like so. And we'll also have to get some utility scaffolds around just so that our people will be able to get up to the top there. You can see it's definitely a little annoying to deal with the road and construction right there on it. So this will be a nice scaffolding point up to there, and then we can just go straight across from that point there, and this one looks to be covered from the actual balcony-like area. Alright, you should be free to leave. Good job, just like so. And the flooring of this upper kind of loft storage area, we will probably use... You know, let's do cobblestone gray. I think that's a pretty decent color. And something like that. Construction walls and what is this? Full timber. Cool. So that's gonna create that. Now, you know, we could just leave this a 2 tall gap here, but I prefer having a 3 high ceiling for gaps and stuff such like that. So that's why I kind of go back in and edit those areas and change it up a little bit. All right, so we have made decent progress here on day 115. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot into a bit of a speed time section, and then from there we'll be back here shortly. I guess, yeah, shortly. Alright, so here we are after quite a decent while building and constructing near the end here of the shipyard. And you can see the town is full of life still. Everyone is doing really well. By the way, our population is up to 42 people. This is one of the largest cities that we've done so far, and it's going smoothly, especially compared to last season where we were building on top of that hillside. Just because the hillside, wasn't really the most defensible position, surprisingly, just because archers would somehow sneak up there and become a problem. But right now, it looks like we are dealing with some skeletons. We have the army coming over. Robert, the wonderful forager here, has been, out in the wilderness, discovered 2 of these things, and we're going to have to go ahead, take care of them before they become a problem. Now, let's make sure everyone is all grouped up here, Why are you so slow? Who are you? You are John Frenstrom. You shouldn't be so slow. Let's see. He has a weak back. That's why. That's why I gave him some light armor. In fact, we're gonna switch out his heavy helm for a light one. See if that helps him try and keep up with everyone else. Because obviously, if you have people arriving at different times, going in single file, you're going to have a bit of a problem. Just like we are about to, considering we are going to engage people on 2 fronts. Never a good idea. These skeletons could have been left alone, but our forager would have just kept on coming back here. So let's make sure the forager's kind of in the area as well. The forager can help, Ooh, Caesar with the wonderful block. Must be that training. And it looks like Melody Moore has engaged these hostile goblins coming into the area now. Ooh, a miss. That's never good. Alright, and 1 down. Okay, wow, there's a bunch of goblins over here. So let's charge all of these. We also might need the militia here in a second. Let's check on our infantry. They are a-okay. They're just pretty far away. So we're going to convert some people to militia since they are out doing their thing. And we'll come back over here. Yeah, that's definitely a big nope. Dealing with 3 goblins by yourself, never a great idea. Especially since they are archers, they can engage rather far away. And we even have one over here. Goblins are the bane of my existence right now. So we'll tell Robert to flee currently. The infantry should switch over to these guys. Ooh, what'd you just get hit by? Looks like one of the archers took a shot, and that didn't end too well for us there, so... Oh, one of our other archers is engaged. Norbert Wood is engaging the far right one there. And he is forced to retreat due to just the numbers of them. The militia taking a little while to assemble. It is definitely something we need to group up because they don't really have the armor like our infantry does over here. And because of that fact, they are far more vulnerable to these arrows that these things are going to be launching at us. Let's head over here. It gets a little complicated when you introduce so many factors. And Norbert Wood is down. It's kind of a shame. Yeah, the AI didn't really know what to do. He was kind of boxed into a corner there with the water. Maurizio engaging some over on the left flank. Really not in a safe spot, if you think about it. Okay, so that archer shot upwards at a 60-degree angle. Joleno, Angry Mage coming in. I believe these are our farmers, if I can remember correctly. The problem with what they're doing right here is simply 2 archers. They're going to get 2 free shots on Joleno, basically just due to the close proximity, and we might end up losing that. Oh, they both missed. John Fernstrom is dead now. Who are you, John Fernstrom? Were you an infantryman? Wow, okay, so we are... I love how right after the speed build, we were like, oh, and Angry Mage is dead as well. Okay. Alright, what else do we got here? We got, wow, so many people engaging. Scorpio engaging as well over here on the right flank. Come on, get that last hit in. There you go. Hide behind that tree. Purple giraffe. Wow. Okay, we were baited out away from the town, and really that caused us to lose this battle, and that's kind of a shame. You never know when things like that are going to happen, really, with this game, and it can be pretty brutal, this game. Timber and Stone, never one to really pull punches. You know, it's either you're going to survive and win with all your might, or you might end up dying. Okay, so I'm going to write down who all died and make gravestone markers there for all of them. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. I think we're relatively safe right now. You know, we have some infantrymen left. Caesar really just doesn't know what to do this far away from town, doesn't know how to path back. And we are good. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause before it gets too dark due to the evening, and we can take a look at what we built while it was actually peaceful and time allowed for. So, what we have is the engineer kind of addition on to the end here of the shipyard. And a lot of wooden supports. We're going to be attaching cranes and other detail pieces on top of here, and that will make the area look a little bit more industrial and properly outfitted to construct a boat here. Also, we actually finished the crane over here due to sometimes you just need to go in and tidy up. I'm sorry, I'm a little spacey just due to what just happened to us. Okay, get rid of that and that. But yeah, you can see the crane is actually hooked up here now, and that will bring supplies from the lower story there up to the upper story. Not really, but, you know, lore-wise, it does look pretty cool. We need to add a door. Oh, boy. There we go. At least we got some good combat music going on in the background. Over here, we have a little bit of a storage kind of outbuilding here that's just going to be a springboard launching point for the main supply cranes at the end, and then the left outbuilding here is for the actual kind of engineer's workshop. And so he gets his own forge, his own work table, and anvil. The engineer doesn't actually use these items, but I just figure his workspace would look better with them. He also gets the advanced workshop, a little bit more cool, you know. He gets his own little wood vise, some carved blocks, and things like that. The cool thing about the forges, though, they produce a little bit of light at night. If we go inside, let's go ahead and hit play again. I think it's safe enough to do so. This upper floor is going to be some storage, and this will, of course, provide a good amount of it. Let's make you guys back into what you used to be. so that we can hopefully move forward a little bit there. I'll have to look up to see who died and definitely build a gravestone for you. Sorry. Apologize, that'll happen. Alright, and the lower floor, of course, is the living space for the engineer himself. He's got a fireplace, a nice little table, some chairs, books, of course. Back here he has a little library area, because obviously he has to come up and draw up the plans for a lot of these ships and parts. And next episode, what we'll work on is over here on this right building, and this will actually kind of finish up the dock area. After so many episodes of working on this spot, I'm pretty happy to see this kind of finishing here soon. But this is the main shipwright building, so this is going to be a lot of bookcases, some large tables, possibly some type of large assembly room attached to it, and an office per se for the actual shipbuilder himself. So if you guys enjoy Timber and Stone, feel free to leave a like down below. Also leave a like for the fall on this episode, just because, you know, it's a shame to see them go, but after so many times in combat and risking their lives protecting the town, it does happen. Anyways, go ahead and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.